Tommy Scoops was active on Wednesday afternoon, tweeting that MLS owners are expected to vote. They might be looking at a fall to spring schedule, plus changes to the competition format, including potential single league table and multiple divisions in MLS. So we are pleased to welcome in CBS Sports' own MLS correspondent and our good friend Tommy Scoops of the show, Tom Bogert. Tom, welcome into Scoreline. Thanks for joining us. What more can you tell us about this?
Yeah, this could be a huge day for Major League Soccer. So the owners, the Board of Governors, are meeting tomorrow in West Palm Beach in Florida to vote, expected to vote on these changes. And when it is brought to a vote, it is going to be passed. So that is the big detail. I'm firmly expecting this to happen tomorrow, and the league would shift to a fall to spring calendar. That could happen as early as 2027. I don't know 100% if those details, that's exactly what it starts, but that is the earliest, and they need to vote on it tomorrow if they want to do that in 2027. This would align MLS with the rest of the typical global soccer calendar. The league would run from either late July, early August through April with playoffs in May. There would be a break in December and January to avoid playing a lot of games in Minnesota, Toronto, and elsewhere in the winter markets at that time. So it would be like the Bundesliga where they have a little break. That's what MLS would do. They would also change to a single league table with 5 divisions of 6 teams, and thus you would play every team in the league at least once every season. You'd play the teams in your division twice, and then the other 24 or 23 once for the rest of the season.
Tommy Bogert, number one, thank you for being here with us. It's always a pleasure to be with you. You never sleep, but I want to know your thoughts on this one. A lot of people have been clamoring for a change to the format. Do you like this? This is a straight up yes or no question that I'm not supposed to do, but I want to know if you like this.
Yes, I do. And I think that it's important to, on the sporting side, I talk to CSOs, general managers, scouts, coaches, agents. It is hard for MLS clubs to really get deals done. It's always awkward. When you're not aligned with Europe in that way, when your summer transfer window is the middle of your season, teams are losing their best players, and they've already spent a lot of their money on their budget. Players that debuted this season, if you signed in the summer transfer window, you played like 8 regular season games. And yeah, that's good and fine for Vancouver and LAFC with Thomas Mueller and Son Heung-min, because those are already 2 of the better teams in the league. But if you want to make a big summer signing, when teams in Europe, when the best players are more likely to be sold, you have to wait and hold open a lot of roster space, and not a lot of teams are going to be good enough to do that. In terms of selling players, Charlotte FC sold Patrick Agyemang in the summer. There's routinely the push and pull between these clubs where, okay, this is the right deal for us, for the player. It's the wrong timing, but there's no guarantee that this deal is going to be here in the winter for everybody. So how do we juggle? We want to be pushing for the trophy, but also doing the right thing in the global transfer market. So this is going to help a lot on that side.
Tom, if you think this is going to go through and this is going to change, but if we zoom out a little and we look at the big picture of it, how does this affect MLS All-Star or the offseason stadium availability? This is a lot that will change in the American sports landscape.
Yeah, and that's what they would need to be doing to figure out over the next 18 months or 30 months, whatever it is, depending on exactly when this is going to pass, if it's a 2027 season or 2028. Truth be told, this should have been happening right now. Last year, I thought they were close on voting. They ended up pushing it back, and because of that, they couldn't do it with the natural break point of the 2026 World Cup. So next season, no matter what, it's going to be a full regular within a calendar year for the season in MLS. And in terms of the question, stadiums need to get their sponsors. They need to do ticket suites. Everything that comes to the business of soccer, teams need to figure out. Like you said, stadium availability, stuff like that. And oh, by the way, they need to have the blessing of the Major League Soccer Players Association to make any of these changes. So they've been working on that alongside. And again, when this vote happens, I'm expecting it tomorrow, but they have been close before, and they have routinely been slow in a lot of these things. Again, I'm firmly expecting this to happen tomorrow, but if it doesn't, the league should take a lot of criticism.
Tom, should this go through, how will it affect other competitions outside of MLS? We're talking Leagues Cup, we're talking US Open Cup, CONCACAF Champions Cup. How will all these be affected by this shift in the schedule?
Yeah, Leagues Cup is here to stay. I don't have any details on exactly what would happen, but both leagues want to make this happen and keep having this happen. Maybe there's just going to be changes to it kind of every year like there has been. Same thing with the playoffs, by the way. One of the things up for vote is going to be a new playoff structure that is trying to reward the higher seeds. They're still figuring that stuff out, too. So, again, just like everything else in the league, it is subject to change at any time. In terms of the Open Cup, man, I just hope that the common sense solution is all 30 teams are going to be able to play in this competition every single year. Obviously, that hasn't been the case. I'm not entirely sure. But I think that these have more to do with like knock-on effects. Like, Lisa, I know you said something about the All-Star game. All of these things are secondary to, okay, we don't want to go up against the NFL. MLS Cup last year, that was on, they had it on Saturday. That was the SEC College Football Championship, the Big Ten Championship, and all those big games. MLS Cup kicked off the same time Texas, Georgia did. I got to tell you, you're not going to get too many casual fans. Yes, in the spring, you'll have NBA, NHL playoffs, but there is nothing like the behemoth that is the NFL. So when people say the fall part of their season will be going against the NFL, well, their playoffs won't be, and that's more important.
Yeah, I understand that. Of course, you want bigger stadiums, more viewership during the playoffs than maybe some of those early season games, and that's understandable. Now, Tom, you said that this vote is happening tomorrow, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Now, you've been on all day today giving this news. What's your plan for tomorrow? Do you have, like, snacks, hydration, all planned out?
I wish. I have a late men's league soccer game tonight that I'll probably need to be recovering from.
Is this the same league you invited me to, Tom?
You get standing invite. If Aaron West ever wants to show up, then we got a jersey for you.
I might have to hit you up, brother.
Ouch. I'm sitting right here, Tom. Hey, good luck
Lisa,
tonight.
you too. I think Aaron lives a little closer. It's a bit of a commute for you.
Tom, thanks so much. I'm sure we'll chat with you more tomorrow when you have updates for us.
Cheers, guys.
All right, Aaron, so this is a big move. Tom thinks it's going to go through, but what does Aaron West think?
I want it to happen real bad. I am not alone in this. I think a lot of American soccer fans, I would venture to say the majority of American soccer fans want this calendar shift to happen for all the reasons Tom outlined. It just makes sense. The biggest hang-up I have, or the biggest question I think a lot of people had, was what are we going to do about the winter? Because no one wants to go and play in Minnesota or Colorado in December or January. Having a 2-month break for an actual winter break makes perfect sense. We get aligned with the rest of the world for transfers, for schedules, for everything. This makes perfect sense to me. I truly hope it goes through. I am fully in favor of it.
Yeah, I think when the caveat that the league puts in there that, okay, we are going to take a 2-month break, I hope they don't cram that with another cup or another little tiny competition that they can do, because that is meant to be a break due to the weather and for recovery, for transfers to come in. Imagine how many different European players that we could get coming to MLS to compete if we just get on the same cycle as them.
Yeah, it really just opens up possibilities so much more. It makes, for me, this makes MLS even more of a legitimate league to get on the world schedule. So I'm fully, like I said, I'm fully in favor of this one.
One of the biggest caveats about the world schedule is FIFA windows and international breaks. And there are so often when these breaks come at really inopportune times for MLS. Even NWSL deals with that at times. So if the league can get on that schedule, it'll help everyone.
It makes everything easier. Yeah, it really does.
We're just stubborn.
We're all going to be smiling more. We're going to be working on different days. Oh, you love it, right?
You love it. So we'll see. Big news out of MLS. Thanks for Tom Bogert for sharing that with us.